Hey Snowboard Addiction, Taevis here. And in this video, we're going to go and demystify the Backside Boardslide. Backside board slides are one of the all-time most fun rail tricks you can do out there, but you see a lot of people going and having a really hard time with them. That's because, as simple and textbook of a trick it is, there's a lot of components and things that make this trick either super easy or super hard. So in this video, we're going to go demystify that a bit and teach you how to make backboards simple, safe, and approachable. First of all, your backboard relies on your stacked over position. This means that you want to keep bend, and that will let you pivot out into your backboard. Well, I don't know about backboarding this thing. So your backboard position is on a spectrum from tall, super down, and you can go within this motion. What's important is that you're keeping your back arched and your body weight over top of your board. This position is super key because it sets you up to go fastboard on your front foot, tweak it out, get control. It's all about making sure that you're not too straight up over your back, because as soon as you go tall, straight-legged, it becomes ridiculously hard to backboard. It's through adding this little bit of bend in the legs and letting your butt come out as your chest goes forward that gives you a powerful position to go and get into that backside board slide. By far the most common and most deadly mistake you see on backboards is full jumping into this position. That goes and makes it so you're leaned back, stacked over your heel edge, and also you don't have any ability to rebalance. And this is what you see a lot when people are trying to learn rails, and that's because for jumping onto the rail. A big problem I see when people are hitting rails is they'll go and try to ollie all the way out and they slam down with their legs straight. This doesn't cause you to slip out, can cause you to buck over and have so many bad effects. What you actually want to do is just make sure that you're making pressure with a takeoff until your tail slides off the end. This will naturally go and make it so your board is angled up over the rail. So from there, you just need to shift and you're already on top of the rail. This lets you approach with a lot less heel pressure, pop way less hard, and that's exactly what you want. You want a small, smooth transition where you come off your tail and shift onto your front foot. What you can do to make this even easier is land on the rail slightly angled. This is called catching the rail, and this makes it so your sideways momentum gets stopped, and then you can rock over to flat, allowing you to slide the rail the whole way. Sideways momentum happens every time you hit a rail. It's when you come into a rail with an angle, you're going to be hitting a slippery surface, so that angle is going to continue. There's two things you can do. One, preemptively set your weight over the rail with as little sideways momentum as possible, straight up, and rotate your board. Or you can go and catch the side of a rail, and that's also going to kill your sideways momentum. So every time you're hitting a rail, make sure you're not going and trying to fully pop up, slam. Instead, think of it as a casual cruise off, keeping bending your legs and then doing a slight little micro ollie in order to get onto the feature. Less is more when it comes to hitting rails. If you come into a rail with no speed, scratch that. Okay, well, we're just going to forget that ever happened. The rule for rails, the faster you go, the easier it is. It just helps you balance, stay stacked. Whoop. And just rails are so much easier than going slow, but it also helps you get onto the rail. You want to stay bent, let your tail slide off, and that's going to put you into a powerful backboard position where you're holding that position the whole time. If you're going in super slow to a rail, I don't care how good you are, it's not going to be a very easy backside board slide, because first of all, you don't get that extra height, and second, you just have to slide for way longer. On a flat rail, this is going to be less noticeable because it's not dipping down, but still just maintaining that little bit of pop will put you on it. But on a rail like this, I don't even need to pop. That's purely done by riding off the end of a takeoff, and because of rail speed and I kept tail pressure, it put me well over the rail. Your arm positioning is really important on backside board slides. You want to make sure that you're always going and flying across your body. This is because you need it to go and snap you back to regular using counter rotation. This is also what you want to be doing getting onto the rail, is utilizing that counter rotation. If I land on the rail completely stacked over the center of my board, I won't be able to go and pull it back to regular. That's why you want to leave stacked, counter rotate, and that lets you pull it back. I'm going to focus on taking up nice and straight, counter rotating, popping it back. Here, again, no pop, counter rotate, pop back. By keeping our body compact with this little bit of bend in our legs, it lets us go, cold pressure, pop up, and pop out. This goes and becomes impossible as soon as you're straight and stiff. I'll try to demonstrate another stiff one here. If I pop up and I'm straight-legged, I have nothing to go and control and rebalance. So it's really important to go and always keep that stacked position. It can be lower, higher, doesn't need to be exact. As long as you have a bit of bend in your legs and your weight is generally set over the balls of your feet, you'll be in a powerful spot. The last aspect we're going to talk about is preemptively setting your weight onto the rail. If you try to take off of a rail super tall and straight, when you pop up, you're not going to go and get across the rail. That's why this bend in the legs actually helps you get onto the rail, because it goes and naturally ollies you slightly over top of it. But with very limited sideways momentum, because your upper body, your butt is slightly set over the rail, that makes it so just your legs are traversing with a lot less sideways momentum than trying to pop the whole body backwards. The really observant viewer might notice that I do all of my backboards starting on my front foot. This is for a very particular reason, and it mostly has to do with sideways momentum and angling the board into the feature. When you go into your backside board slide onto your front foot, you're traversing less distance than if you were going to your middle or to your back foot, and this means you have less sideways momentum, allowing you to go and get onto the rail, hit it, and lock it in. It also makes it so it's easier to go and catch the side of the feature and then rock over. All right, last couple of rails here. Let's focus on being nice and patient off the takeoff, preemptively setting our way, counter rotating, and popping it back. One more time. Weight set nicely on the heels, knowing that speed helps. Just getting counter rotated, popping on, popping off. If you go, maintain a stacked position, don't fully extend your legs off the takeoff, maintain this whole compact position, and then go and set it up so when you take off, you get onto the rail with as little impact as possible. It's going to make backboards way easier, way less punishing, and just so much more fun. I'm Taevis from Snowboard Addiction, and our goal is to improve your riding.